Adventures! What's up? It is I, on the way to the tower for a Friday stream. You made it through another work week. Congratulations to you. Num num. Num nums. Yeah, it's going to be a good stream. We got a lot to go over. Obviously, yesterday, big news coming out about the Daredevil show more or less being confirmed to be coming to Disney Plus and Marvel Studios. We're going to talk about that. I want to break down what we know and then some of the rumors and stuff, too, because there's some really cool rumors out there for the show. So we'll get into that. There's some other hyped up nerdy stuff that I want to get into, and we are going to do call-ins. I know we haven't done call-ins on a Friday in a little bit, so we're doing it. And like Papa Bear O'Reilly, we're doing it live. Oh, wait, we're on camera? Okay, sorry, I was just stretching. I was just stretching out. Oh my God, I spilled my coffee all over my phone when I was doing that dance. Wow, that was awesome. Definitely that was in the script. What's up, everybody? How are you? Oh, gambling. Oh yeah, gambling. How could I forget about your gambling? I know how you guys are about your gambling. I know. Just relax. Just relax. We're going to get it going on, okay? I can't believe I just spilled my shit all over my coffee. What the fuck? Okay, bada boom, bada bing. There you go. Gambling should be on for all you fiends. For all of you fiends out there. Okay. Cool. Should be a good one today, man. I'm in a good mood. I got a good vibe going on, okay? Let me also adjust myself a little bit to pull myself over here. Okay, cool. Right on. How are you guys doing, man? Been a good week, been a bad week? What do you think? Ton of fun stuff. I will say, obviously, we're very, very close to the Kenobi show and to Star Wars Celebration. So a couple of different things going on with that. Number one, if you are going to Star Wars Celebration and you want to be a part of the Nerdventure meetup, you've got to hit Jedi Mike up. Hit him up on the Discord. They have a nice little gathering they're going to do. They've got some things they're going to do together. They've got some prizes, some Funkos, some stuff like that. I'll also give everybody that shows up to that meetup with Mike, I'll give them 50,000 nerd coin just to really have a nice little chunk of nerd coin to be able to get in on some of the giveaways and some of the things that we're going to be doing. For Kenobi next week, that Thursday stream, we will do a big old, just getting hyped up for Kenobi stream, talking about a bunch of fun Star Wars stuff, maybe even streaming a little bit of that Star Wars Fortnite. I don't know. But we're also going to do a ton of giveaways. We've got some fun Kenobi figures. We've got some Darth Vader Funko Pops that are like the big Funko Pops as well. This weekend, I'm going to go out and see if I can get some more swag for the giveaway yesterday, or for the giveaway for Kenobi. What are we talking about? We're talking about Kenobi. Yeah, it's going to be cool, man. Look, I did a video yesterday breaking down a lot of the leaks and some of the stuff that I'm actually quite keen on for the show. And yes, I absolutely got the shill check, got the call from JPEG, and got a big fat shill check to sort of change my tune on the leaks. Here's the deal. I'm still pretty... The ending bugs me, but the shill check was big enough that I made a very positive video about the Kenobi show. So if you want to get a little hyped up, check it out. There's some really fun stuff that's going on in the show. I think actually episodes 1 and 2 are going to be fire and very fun. So I'm very much looking forward to that. We'll go through it all. We'll, of course, do a big watch party Thursday evening. I believe that's when it will come out on Disney Plus. 2 episodes. It's going to be a monster of a watch party. That's like, let's just say the episodes are probably 45 or whatever, right? That's like about a 2-hour watch party. And then we'll talk about it afterwards. I'll get on the call with Theory. We'll probably talk about it a little bit. And then I'll chill with you guys and go over whatever questions you guys have about the show. So a lot of fun Star Wars stuff going on, man. And So, you know, before we get into the Daredevil stuff, let me just kind of, I would like to share something else that's going on. Because it's like, I try so hard. You know, I try so hard. You know, I was trying to be as fair as I possibly could about the Kathleen Kennedy article. You know, I made the video about the Kenobi leaks, and then what do I see pop up on my timeline yesterday? Bro. So, the Inquisitor, okay? The Grand Inquisitor from Star Wars Rebels. The actor was out there, okay? And he said, he deliberately avoided watching Star Wars Rebels in preparation for his role as the Grand Inquisitor. What the fuck? Like, come on, man. Why? Why is it always got to be like this, Star Wars? Why is it always got to be like this? You know? It's like I spent the whole day trying to be fair, trying to remind myself how much I love Star Wars. And then some shit like this comes out. Now, look, is this the end of the fucking world? No. But is this the type of shit you want to hear as a fan a week out? Like, bro, again, public relations. Public relations. Like, okay, so here's my problem with this. The guy says in the article, and we can check it out, but he's basically saying that he didn't want to mimic Oscar Isaac's performance. Somebody said the audio sounds low. Okay, let's crank it up. Let's crank it up. How's that? Is that good? Is that better? How's that sound? Hey, you like apples? How you like them apples? Okay. So, okay, here, let's just read what he said. I really wanted to honor the character as I saw him, and so I almost deliberately did not see the animated interpretation. Myself and director Deb Chow and writer Dave Filoni and all of the guys really wanted to do something fresh that honored what was faithful to the spirit of the character without doing a kind of impression of anybody else's interpretation. Bro, I fucking... You're free to have your opinions of this, of course. But here's the deal. Before we make a harsh judgment, let's read the other thing that he said, okay? Okay. He says here, it was interesting because, as I say, I deliberately didn't want to sort of use anybody else's interpretation of this character. So it was really something that I felt very instinctively when I read the script. And one of the lines that Jabba Harold, the writer, had written was, when the Grand Inquisitor speaks, he's a being who enjoys the sound of his own voice. He's one of those guys who, if you didn't stop him, would just talk and talk and talk. And I'm not giving anything away by saying we're going to experience that in the show. He has the very juicy way of enjoying himself. And I just thought, what does the guy who enjoys the sound of his own voice sound like? And that's what we got. Okay. Bro. Like... Okay, correct me if I'm wrong here, and you guys let me know how you see this. Jason Isaacs is not doing an interpretation of the character. I mean, I suppose he is, but once he does that not become the character? Do you know what I mean? It's like, I really don't like this. I really don't like it. Because to me, it says, like, as an actor, I felt like I wanted to do a super unique interpretation of the character. Bro, you're not doing a new version of the Joker. You're playing a Star Wars character that's pre-established. Like this, it really ain't good. Okay? And I have no idea, like, what is Dave, like, if Dave is involved in this decision and thinks that it's cool, like, dude, what the fuck? Maybe I'm getting it wrong. Maybe I'm not understanding what Star Wars canon is supposed to be like. But that's not something you want to hear. Like, frankly, like, that's stupid, bro. Like, that's real dumb. Oh, man. Like, let me just say something else here. And I know a lot of people might... I think that as a producer and as somebody who is sort of in charge of this kind of stuff, right? Like, let's look at it from multiple different angles. First of all, I think creatively this doesn't make any sense, and I think that you should have, I don't want to say necessarily forced the character to watch it, but I kind of do want to say forced him. I would have been like, nah, dude, you're going to play this character. This is a character that a bunch of people love. This is the character. This isn't somebody's interpretation of the character. This is the character. So you're gonna watch this. You're gonna understand it, and you're not gonna do your own thing. You're not gonna interpret the script as an actor in a way that's isolated from the rest of the canon. What the fuck are you talking about? You signed up to do Star Wars. This is the character. Shut your mouth. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, from a PR perspective, how the fuck do they not have anybody that can at least recognize? And look, I can fully admit the Star Wars fan base is crazy. I'm irrational about Star Wars. I get very emotional. It's crazy. But that is what it is. Like, you're going to act like that's not what it is? You need to tell these people you're about to go into the lion's den of sweaty nerds. And you should probably try to throw some meat to the wolves, or they will eat you alive. Like, you know, I just think it's dumb. Like here's the thing I would say. This is what it is. It's a boilerplating thing, right? Like, you go to them and you say, hey, look, when asked these kind of questions, it would behoove you to answer it in a way that sort of circles back to a couple of different points. Number one, I respect the continuity. Number two, I respect the fans. If you can somehow get that across in your answer, then you could say almost anything, but you must circle back to those two things, because that's what fans are looking for. We're trying to create a good experience for everybody. Come on, let's all just get along. That's what a good public relations person would do to these people, in my opinion, when they're out there talking about Star Wars. It's crazy to me that Star Wars continues to just have these sort of L's. First of all, why is Jason Isaacs not just playing the character? And a lot of people already have a problem with that, and this feels like it's driving a wedge even further, okay? Anyway. What are you doing, dude? What is you doing? Anyway. No Star Wars, no cry. No Star Wars, no cry. Okay, anyway. Let's talk. Let's actually go to this article here on Murphy's Multiverse. .com. Let's talk about the good things. Let's talk about some good things. You know what I mean? Holy shit. Okay. Breaking. New Daredevil series confirmed for Disney Plus. Matt Corman and Chris Ward attached to write. I don't like nothing about these dudes, by the way. Not necessarily a bad thing, but I just really have not seen much of their work or whatever, right? So here we go. After being rumored for quite some time, the confirmation has finally arrived that a new Daredevil series is in development and heading to Disney Plus. Variety has just broken the news as Matt Corman and Chris Ward are attached to write as well as executively produce the series. The rumors have been making the rounds for some time, especially after Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio made their grand return in Spider-Man No Way Home and Hawkeye. The series is picking up steam. There's no word on which direction the story is headed and how it may pick up the story from the original Netflix series. Its third season saw Matt take down Bullseye, who pretended to be Daredevil. The return of Kingpin in Hawkeye did hint that he was rebuilding his empire, and with rumors making the rounds that the Man Without Fear might appear in She-Hulk, he'll be out of town for a bit. So there are many ways they could tackle this series. Corman and Ord have made a name for themselves with their work on the USA Network series Covert Affairs, which ran for 5 seasons. They also have acted as showrunners on series like The Enemy Within, The Brave, and CW's Containment. There's been a bit of hope for the series to revive, and while it's a shame that they didn't bring on Season 3's talented Eric Olson, there's always a chance he might make a return with a future season entry. Source coming from Variety. By the way, showrunner from Season 3, very talented dude. This is what he said about it. Thrilled to learn that Daredevil lives on. Best cast and best fan base ever. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Gentlemanly of him. And yeah, man, I'm pretty hyped up on it. Pretty excited. Daredevil is a beloved character. Always kind of has been. And also, the Netflix show was huge, dude. And of course, like, bringing Charlie back in Spider-Man No Way Home, it got a huge pop in my theater. I'm sorry that it didn't get a pop for the theater that Charlie was at when his wife was recording him, etc., etc. But, oh no, I gotta switch the thingy so I can get to these chats and all that. Whoa, they changed something in the setup here. Whoa, that's kind of cool. Okay, that's kind of cool. Anyway, where we at? So yeah, it's awesome that we're getting him back. Now, the rumors, of course, are that the Echo series, which is in development, they just teased it out. There was a shot of Echo hanging out on the back of a truck or something like that. That the Echo series is actually going to bring back most of the cast from the original Daredevil show. It's like Foggy, it's probably Karen, maybe Vincent as well. I mean, technically speaking, Echo and Kingpin, especially after the end of Hawkeye, have a lot to sort of work out, because Kingpin is definitely not dead. He may well be blinded from the bullet shot that he took. That's something that happened in the comics, but he's not dead. Okay? And Kingpin is an awesome character, and I think that what you'll probably see in the Echo series is Echo becoming a hero, learning to fight a little bit with, like, Matt Murdock. Like, Matt might track her down, might, like, represent her as a lawyer or something, but probably just help her out in the martial sense and help her to sort of refine her skills, and maybe fight against Kingpin. They all have shared history with the Kingpin. So that's pretty interesting. And Great Phase, who is a new scooper on the scene, but seems to have a lot of inside sources, says that the Daredevil series will continue from where his character is left off in the Echo series. Okay, so I love this. This is another example of Marvel and Feige, putting a little bit of the toys that for everybody in one of the shows. Now, by the way, I have a big video that I'm working on. I hope to be able to record it today and probably release it tomorrow. I'm going to probably get it to Fernie later today. But I do have a big video talking about Marvel Phase 4 so far, some of the criticisms, and I went deep and tried to kind of see where people were coming from and give a fair assessment of where this is all at, right? They haven't absolutely done the best job in Phase 4 of some of the principles that I think got them to the dance and some of the things that they've done in the first 3 phases. But Daredevil being in the Echo series is a super important part of the show, because Echo's cool, but not a lot of people know about Echo from the comics, and she was cool in Hawkeye, but Hawkeye wasn't even that big of a show. So for number one, you need a big draw to the show, and it's also one of these things that if you're not feeling the Echo character, which I can't even blame you, you might come to the show for Daredevil, right? It's like that thing that Feige does, giving toys to everybody. Oh, you like awesome, badass, female characters, then you're coming in for Echo. Oh, well, that doesn't necessarily do it for you. You're here for, more old school comic book characters, or I guess just badass dude characters or whatever. Then you get Daredevil, giving a toy to both groups of people. That's the Marvel way. And I'm excited to check it out. I think that the way this will probably end off, because some of the big speculation is what will the Daredevil show be about? I think Born Again is the big rumor that's out there, right? If nothing changes, Daredevil will follow the adaptation of Born Again. And Matt, or rather Charlie Cox, actually sort of teased this out. He was in an interview recently, and he said, this is a chance for him to be born again, right? And so a lot of fun possibilities with what they'll do with the Daredevil show. Maybe you'll see some of that story play out in Echo and some of it play out in the actual Daredevil show. Now, I think one of the big questions is, of course, like, is this a continuation of the old Daredevil stuff? Or is this like a reboot? And we of course don't know. We don't know. But I would say that it's probably pretty likely that the show will make reference to events in the past sort of vaguely. Like, before Disney literally got the Netflix shows back, I would have told you, like, there's no way that's what they're doing. Like, they're going to do a reboot, right? But especially now that all of those shows live on Disney Plus, I think it's fair game for them to make references to those things, right? So, like, one of the rumors that I heard, and I don't know if this is true or not, but one of the rumors that I heard was that Matt, who heavily rumored to be in the She-Hulk show, right? I think you even see him in the trailer. That Matt will be wearing his yellow suit in the She-Hulk show. And one of the reasons I heard, and again, this is like super, super rumory, I haven't heard this confirmed anywhere, but it was that because Bullseye, of course, in season 3 of Daredevil, Bullseye wears the Daredevil costume and goes out there and does a bunch of bad things. And so people think that Daredevil's kind of like a menace, right? And so this yellow suit Daredevil, I was told was like, okay, so he's wearing the yellow suit to differentiate him from the old red Daredevil suit and the Bullseye, that, all that stuff. And I was like, that's kind of interesting. You know what I mean? That's kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't know if that's the way they'll take it or whatnot, but regardless, I think it seems like it's going to be a fun show, man. I mean, I was literally just talking about yesterday where I was like, dude, Marvel does need to get back to some of their, like, most beloved fan favorite characters and put those characters to work, to get to, just because, like, I think that it's fair to say that Phase 4 has introduced a bunch of new faces and a lot of familiar stuff has been sort of hidden from us, right? Like, we don't even know the status quo of the Avengers. Like, the closest thing we get is the post-credit scene in Shang-Chi, and we have no fucking idea what that means, right? So I think more familiar Marvel comic book character faces will help the MCU, and I definitely think Daredevil's going to be a huge part of that. I mean, if he's really going to show up in She-Hulk for multiple episodes, and he's going to be in Echo, and he's getting his own series, I mean, holy shit, dude, that's a lot of Daredevil. Like, they're leaning in to the Daredevil of it all, and I'm pretty hyped up. I guess the other thing that we can say is that the other characters from the Daredevil universe, the sort of Netflix shows, are those characters also on the table to be brought back into the MCU? And I think that a lot of them will be in Echo and will be in Daredevil. But then there's, like, Mike Coulter and Kristen Ritter. They just did, like, a big tease of Jessica Jones and Luke Cage on, like, Instagram, right? And I haven't heard anything about that, but I wouldn't necessarily be shocked if they were to come back as well. The big question mark, I think, for a lot of people is the Punisher, okay? The Punisher and Marvel doing the Punisher, it's almost such a complicated, crazy thing that it deserves its own video. Like, maybe I'll work on that for a separate video. I would really like, as a Marvel fan, for the Punisher to be in the MCU, for John Bernthal to be the Punisher, and for him to be doing a lot of fun Punisher stuff. Midnight Suns stuff, whatever. There's all sorts of fun stuff that you can do with Frank Castle. But I do agree that it's a uniquely challenging character to bring into the MCU because of, like, Disney's branding, because of, things that are going on in the world, the sensibilities of people. It's a complicated, tough thing. I think, for me, honestly, it would be great if they just did it. They looked all of that kind of stuff in the face, and they said, nah, fuck that. Like, Punisher's dope. Frank Castle's important. Let's bring Frank in. You know what I mean? That's what I would want. Now, I think some of the rumor mill out there, some of the discussion from like the leaker cabal and all of that, is that Bernthal is not convinced. He wants to return, but he's not convinced that Disney will be able to do a show dark enough to really do the character justice, right? And I think that's fair. And what's kind of cool about that is like he's echoed that in some interviews and stuff like that as well. And that would be like, honestly, if he were to come back, that would be a great signal to many of the fans that like, oh, they are willing to go there. They are willing to do that, right? And I know it's not a 1-for-1. I know it's not the same, but Multiverse of Madness was dark, bro. Multiverse of Madness went there. And honestly, it kind of freaks some people out, and that's kind of, I think, why the film is, it's part of the reason why the film is divisive. Because, like, dude, it's crazy, right? I think that they did that to help set up Blade and the possibility of Blade being really, really dark and really crazy. And perhaps this is all laying the groundwork for an eventual Frank Castle scenario where he comes in, it's very, very violent. You know, Deadpool is rumored to, you know, they're working on the script for 3 right now. And I just can't imagine a world in which Deadpool isn't pushing limits, being very violent, and being R-rated. And so if a lot of this stuff is on the table, I see no reason, you know, I see complications, but I don't necessarily see a full-on reason why you can't do Frank Castle, right? And so I would love it if you got all of this stuff back together. And, of course, the possibilities with Midnight Suns, awesome, dude, brilliant. And maybe that will help the violence go down if it's like vampires, werewolves, and supernatural. Like maybe a dose of the supernatural will help the brutality of Frank go down. If it's silver bullets and he's taking out werewolves and vampires, maybe casual, you know, audiences can be a little bit more okay with that. I don't know. But regardless, the MCU keeps stacking up dubs. You know what I mean? Like, despite this phase not slapping the way that a lot of other phases have slapped, despite a lot of the noise out there, I mean, Marvel just continues to stack dubs. Like, this is a massive W. Something we did know about for some time in the leaking community, but nonetheless, something to get pumped about. Something to be super happy about. Now, let's talk about She-Hulk a little bit. Let's talk about She-Hulk a little bit. Let's talk about She-Hulk. Guys, She-Hulk pulled in a very impressive number of views on its trailer. A very impressive amount. Marvel Studios debuted its first She-Hulk Attorney at Law trailer yesterday, and it managed to pull in over 78 million views in 25 hours. Bro, what are these other, like, for real, that is crazy. That's crazy, man. The studio took to Twitter late Thursday to announce that the first trailer pulled in 78 million views within its first 24 hours. The tweet showed She-Hulk holding a cell phone that features yesterday's tweet. You really will like her when she's angry. That's wild, bro. And here's the thing when it comes to She-Hulk. I really hope that they put a lot of effort into this and like really like go after the effects, like fix that model up, like tighten that model up. By the way, I watched a lot of discourse go down about the modeling and the CGI for She-Hulk. Like, let's make no mistake, it's bad. It's not good. But a couple of different things going on. Number one, the model, meaning the actual CGI model that they upload into the software to render, right? It's like a version of Blender. It's like a really, really high-tech version of Blender. That model, it's new, okay? The Professor Hulk one is as old as Endgame, and they did a ton of work on it in Endgame, of course. And then nowadays, it's done even more work on it, you know? So that Professor Hulk model, they have used it a lot. It's refined. They can do all kinds of different lighting on it, and it looks good. The She-Hulk model is new, and it's not going to look as good as Bruce's model until they've done the same amount of work. The other thing that I heard was that they made She-Hulk smaller. That there was a version of She-Hulk that the studio and the VFX studio had done that was much bigger and way more muscular. And Feige and Marvel essentially were like, she needs to be tinier, and mainly she just needs to have a little more sex appeal. Now, here's the thing. She-Hulk is super sexy, dude. That is a part of the character from the comics. So, like, you know, I don't want to hear all this, like, oh, she doesn't have to look sexy. Like, why can't she be all buff and shit like that? Like, dude, she's sexy and she's buff, but she's really sexy, dude. Like, that's a part of the character. The sex appeal is a big part of She-Hulk. And, yeah, it's weird. And I like it. And I like it. And so them making her skinnier or, you know, like smaller as a model likely sort of is a part of why she doesn't look great. That's probably a part of why the series CGI in the trailer isn't great. But with that many views on a trailer and this character and the fun that I think will be in this show, I really hope they double, triple down on this, hire extra studios or whatever, and make this as incredible as they possibly can. Because they have a chance with this show to really have a big hit on their hands, which I think would be great for Marvel. Because here's the thing: there's all this static, there's all this noise. There's a lot of people that are just looking to hate on Marvel, you know, that are mad about Marvel. And by the way, I'll go into this a little bit more in the video that I'm making. There is some truth to this whole like MCU thing. Everybody's all mad about the female representation. Bro, they are definitely doing female representation. Like, it, you know, it's absolutely a thing. I'll talk more about that in the video. But for the sake of all that and all the noise and everything out there, at the end of the day, this show could be a massive hit. And it could stand on its own in the face of a lot of that narrative and a lot of that discussion. But they need to make it incredible. Like, there's no excuse for the She-Hulk show to not look great, dude. And if they release the show in a way that doesn't look great, it's kind of on them. They're leaving themselves open for that kind of criticism and for that kind of narrative to build in, you know? So, for me, like, I'm super excited for She-Hulk. I know not everybody is, and that's fine. But the normies, and a huge group of normies, I think, is very interested in what this show could do. Very interested in what this show could do. And again, really hoping Marvel doubles, triples down, fix the CGI, make it incredible, put the work you need to into the show. I want the show to be amazing. I want the show to be fantastic, to be super fun, and for a lot of people to be excited about it. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it, you fiends. A couple other things I wanted to talk about before we get into the Q&A, and we will save time for call-ins at the end of the show. We'll do Q&A, get over the super chats, member chats, see what you guys are saying, etc., and then I will do some CGI. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a new game. A new Marvel game that's got me a little bit excited. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Oh, we can watch the Kenobi clip. We'll watch that after this. Last time we all get excited about a mobile Marvel game, it's Future Revolutions. Okay? Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I got way too excited about Future Revolution. I spent about $500 on it. I'm not proud to say it. I'm not proud to say it. I spent $500 on this goddamn mobile game, okay? Now, the problem with that game was it wasn't that deep, and they just kept trying to gouge people, especially people like me. They were like, oh, you'll spend some money on it? Why don't you spend even more? And then when I realized that even spending $500 on the game couldn't have me keep up with the power curve and stuff like that, I was like, what the fuck is this game? It really turned me off. I was like, fuck that. I swore it off. I swore off mobile games. I locked my phone. Okay, I didn't lock my phone up, but I was like, I'm done. I'm done with these fucking mobile games, okay? However, how many guys have heard of Hearthstone before? Anybody? 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 Sasha says, I'm still holding down the Nerd Vengers League and Future Revolutions. My man. My man. I just can't, dude. I can't. How many of you guys heard of Hearthstone? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Hearthstone, digital card game, very popular. Insanely popular. One of the guys, and I think it's actually a couple of the guys, that were the developers of Hearthstone. They created it originally. They left that company to start their own company, okay? And they have created a new game. Let me see if I can find... I want to just show you, like, the video of it because it's actually super fun. So they created this new Marvel game, and I was like, okay, it looks fun, it looks flashy, you know, whatever, you know, what is it, what's it about, or whatever. Guys, it actually looks awesome as hell. The design of it looks super fun, like super fun, and yeah, I'm sorry to say they got me again. They got me again, and I'm hoping this time will be different. You know, these are much better developers. This seems like an actual from the ground up core game that's made. It's simple, it's fun, it's collectible, the art's great. And honestly, it looks really, really fun. So there's a beta right now going on for it. It's called Marvel Snap. There's a beta going on for it. It's only on Android. Again, another big L. I should have never got the Apple phone. What the fuck was I thinking? But I assume it'll release within a couple of months. I just wanted to bring it up because it frankly looks dope as hell. I'm definitely going to be playing it, and all of you guys should probably play it as well and give me all the fun, dope cards that you get if there's a trading element. Okay, cool. Moving on. Moving on! No, check it out, though. It actually does look really, really cool. I saw somebody in chat talking about multiverses. That shit looks fire, too. Multiverses look super fun. So Multiverses is like a Super Smash Bros. Game with Warner Brothers characters. And it's free to play, cross-platform. And, dude, that would be such a fun game for us to do on some streams, and we can all fight, do little, like, tournaments and stuff like that. Superman, Batman, Arya Stark, the Looney Tunes are in it. Neo's apparently going to be in it. Like, all the Warner Brothers stuff. And the thing that's wild is, apparently it's a really fun game. I watched some streamers play it and talk about it, and they're really, really hyped up on it. So I'm excited about that as well. So some fun, nerdy things going on in the world, man. And where's this Kenobi clip? Where do I find this Kenobi clip? Where's the Kenobi clip? Where is it? Did somebody hit me up on the tweeters about it? Huh? Where's it at? Where's the clip? Oh, here we go. Boom, shakalaka. Boom. Shakalaka. Pause that. Turn that up. Here we go.
We wanted to give you a sneak peek of our new series, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hope you enjoy it.
There's more to life than your farm, Owen. He needs to see that. There's a whole galaxy out there.
I'm asking you to leave us alone, Ben. I mean it.
Is he okay?
You don't care if he's okay. You care if he's showing.
It's my responsibility, Owen.
Well, I'm his uncle.
We talked about this. When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father?
Oh, shit. No, that's a great clip. Let's watch it again.
Sneak peek of our new series, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hope you enjoy it.
There's more to life than your farm, Owen. He needs to see that. There's a whole galaxy out there.
I'm asking you to leave us alone, Ben. I mean it.
Is he okay?
Such a great scene.
You don't care if he's okay. You care if he's showing.
It's my responsibility, Owen.
Well, I'm his uncle.
We talked about this. When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father?
Damn! I wonder if that little spinny music there is going to be actually in the show. Wouldn't that be hilarious? In all seriousness, this looks great, man. I think that there's an sort of untold story about the Kenobi show, and we shall see very soon, how much they nail this. But Deborah Chow, so good as a director, and this scene has so much in it for Star Wars fans to sort of latch onto. And I love this idea of the interplay between them. You know, Owen wants to protect the boy. He's clearly jaded by what happened to his father, et cetera, et cetera. It feels like a real continuation through line from the character we meet in A New Hope back to this character. And the same with Ewan. I love this idea. There's a whole galaxy out there. He wants to train him and all this stuff. He's like, you don't care if he's okay. You care if he's showing. And he's talking about like the Force and shit, right? It's brilliant, man. And so there's hopefully just a ton of goodness like this scene in every single episode of Kenobi. And I am personally here for it, you know? Despite, you know, my trepidation about some parts of the Kenobi show, I remain super optimistic, especially with Deborah being in charge. She is an incredible talent. We're very lucky to have her, okay? Okay, boom. So there you have it. There you have it. See if there's anything else going on that I wanted to talk about. I don't really think so. I think that's kind of it. Kind of a lighter news day. Just a ton of fun little things going on out there in the nerdy world. Plenty of time for Q&A and plenty of time for a few call-ins. And also plenty of time for me to order some food because I'm starving, dude. I'm starving. Ooh, somebody asked about the Kenobi Fortnite skin. I haven't seen the actual skin yet, but I will say, bro, I loved the lightsaber event. Is the lightsaber still in the game, by the way? Somebody help me out. I haven't played. I didn't play like last week. Is the lightsaber stuff still in the game? Let me know, chat. And yeah, dude, I'm all about it. I am all about it, man. It's super fun. And yeah, the skin's coming. Sunday, by the way. Order food. Cook. Well, Elisa cooks a lot, you know, but we're just feeling ordering some food. Is that okay with you, Trin? Hang on. Let's stop everything. Stop the music. Stop the music. Stop it. Stop it. Trinity. My brother in Christ. Trinity. Can I order just a little Uber Eats? Is that okay? Can I do a little order? Do a little Uber Eats here? You know? We can't all be like peanut peddling, you know, bike riding muscle dudes that do anything and everything. Is this okay? Can we just you let me know? Can we do that? Is that okay? Sheesh. Sheesh. You must always eat at home. Oh shit, I didn't catch the full thing there, Trinity, but we're just gonna have to agree to disagree, brother, because this Belgian waffle from Perkins is delicious. It's fucking delicious. Okay? So why don't you relax? Glazed strawberries. Trinity's going to hate it. Let's go. Glazed strawberries. Boom. It adds 70 calories. Oh, no. Oh, fuck it, dude. I don't give a fuck. You know what? You guys ever seen... That always comes into my mind when I'm like ordering food or like thinking about restaurants. How many of you guys have seen, and this is super niche here, so I don't know how many people will have known about this. How many of you guys ever watched the show Louie with Louis C.K. back in the day? You know, pre-cancellation when it was okay to like Louis. Did you ever watch the Louis show? And did you ever see the episode where he and his brother do what they call the bang bang? You ever heard about that? The bang bang? Do you know what the bang bang is? It was fucking hilarious, okay? So a bang bang is when you go to a restaurant and you eat a full-ass meal and then you literally go to another restaurant and eat a full-ass meal, okay? And, yo, it's so funny. The one in the episode, he's like his brother's like explaining it to the waitress. And he's like, yeah, it's a bang bang. We're doing a bang bang. We just ate a full meal, and then we're coming here. We're going to order another full meal or whatever. And she's literally like dead ass looks at her, and she's like, that's disgusting. But come on, tell me you haven't wanted to do a bang bang. Come on now. Everybody wants to do a bang bang. Just try it out sometime. And then go into a little coma or something like that. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, let's get into the Q&A. Let's see what you all got to say. This is weird. They've changed it. Why does YouTube... By the way, I know there's been a lot of like glitches and bullcrap going on with fucking YouTube lately. It's driving me crazy, guys. It's driving me crazy. I know sometimes like the video on replay these hasn't been working. There's like yesterday the video like wouldn't even load for people for a while. Like YouTube, what are you doing over there? Like, you know, I feel like that meme with the cat that's looking over the snow. Like, what the fuck they doing over there, man? You know what I mean? Like, for real. What is they even doing over there? I don't know. DJ CC Ryder, membership for 4 months, says, I love when Josh screams off mic because he can't take it. You the best, Josh. Nerd Vengeance for life. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. I do appreciate that. And, yeah, we like to have fun over here. You know what I mean? That's all it is. We like to have fun. Hang on, let me finish my order. So I can extra trigger Trinity. Boom, placing order. Let's go. Appreciate you, DJ. Appreciate all the support. Ross says, member for 17 months. That's a lot of support, brother. Content been top tier as of late. Balanced takes and Den of Nerds is an intentional community that doesn't do culture war. What you have built here, let no one tear asunder. I like that. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. By the way, loved that new song that you shared with me on Twitter. So fun, man. Ross does some hip-hop stuff, and he had an incredible verse. Nice boom-bap beat on it, too. I really liked it. The vibe, the music video was great. So thank you for that. And also, yeah, man, we do our thing. I know it's not for everybody. I know a lot of people just want to yell or get angry or do, like, the one side or the other kind of thing. I just can't, and I don't want to do that. I think a lot of culture war stuff is like total bullshit, and it's just people like kind of echo chambering on their tribe. And look, at the end of the day, I would much prefer to just be pumped and talk about dope nerdy things. But unfortunately, political correctness and all these other things, they do come into play a lot in pop culture. And the choice is like ignore it or go for it. And I try to go for it, but I try to go for it in a way that is reasonable and nuanced, you know? It's nuanced. You know, and what that means is you get a whole bunch of people over here getting really mad at you and a whole bunch of people over here getting really, really mad at you. That's what that means, quite literally. But thank you, brother. Thank you. Old Boy Films with a $5 holla says, didn't Luke see Ben's lightsaber when Black Chrysanthemum takes Uncle Owen? That I'm actually not 100% sure on. I don't really remember. It's funny because we just read that issue. It was a couple months ago now, but we read it on like a Nerd Ventures only stream, and I still couldn't tell you whether or not he sees that. I don't really know. I think you're referring to something potentially from the leagues, which we're not going to talk about on the stream. But look, if that is something you want to revisit after we see the ending, then we can absolutely do that. But yeah, I don't really remember that per se. Thor's Brown Eye, formerly Zachary P., says, it's hard for me to go back to these street-level heroes after Infinity War, Thor 3, Eternals, Doctor Strange 2, etc. Yeah, okay, so that's actually kind of fair. And I'll say this. Marvel needs to do a better job of making the street-level stuff fun. Because, frankly, it can be super fun, dude. Like, some of these comics are incredible. But, like, Falcon the Winter Soldier, there's some fun stuff in there, but the action was pretty lackluster. Hawkeye, fun, but, not incredible. Daredevil, the show on Netflix, was fire, bro. So hopefully they can bring some of that energy into the new stuff. But yeah, I mean, even Moon Knight, like, it doesn't show you what that street level stuff could actually be like. And so like a Midnight Suns or, Heroes for Hire or something like that, like, you're not getting a good look at what that could actually be. But I think there's a lot of potential there. So, Marvel has to do a better job of making that stuff super fun for you, to be honest. Flatbrush Zombie 47 says, what if the Fantastic Four movie opens up with John Krasinski, Mr. Fantastic, waking up screaming from a bad dream where he was killed by the Scarlet Witch? That would be amazing. First of all, love that idea. And also, I have been thinking a lot about that whole dream concept. You guys want to hear a couple theories? Y'all want to hear a couple theories? Hey, put a one into the chat if you want to hear a theory about it. Stop your gambling and let me know. You want to hear a theory? You want to hear a couple theories? You want to hear a theory? Okay, cool. I'm going to do it just to piss Carl off. Okay, a couple of different things. was rewatching Infinity War, and Tony has a dream that he and Pepper have a child. And I believe, unless I'm mistaken, he even says, we named him after your one crazy uncle. What was his name? Morgan. Okay? And what if the dream that he had about Morgan Stark was in the universe where Tom Cruise Iron Man is there? Okay? But follow me on this. What if Tom Cruise was not going to play Tony, but what if he was going to play Morgan? And in that universe, like Thanos came in, totally messed him up. It was horrible. Tony dies, but then Morgan takes over and becomes basically Iron Man. That would be mind-blowing. That would be wild. The other thing I was thinking about was, you know that scene where Tony sees Thanos on the throne and all the Avengers are there and they're dead? That has to be in a another universe, right? So in another universe, Thanos slaughtered the Avengers and is probably still running things and shit like that. You know? There's a lot of fun they could have with that. You know? So yeah, thanks for the question, man. It's pretty cool. Machine Gun Kata says, happy Friday, Josh and Nerd Vengeance. Well, thank you. And I hope you're having a good Friday as well. Vault Tech Spy says, 7 months as a Nerd Vengeance. And now I'm pulling 6 figures and I'm an inch taller. Hashtag Luke Soka for the W. Damn. And actually, you're at 9 months, brother. You're at 9 months. But yeah, I mean, look, I don't want to brag, but most of the people that sign up and become a Nerd Vengeance, their life instantly turns around. Their wallet gets fatter. You know? Their waist gets slimmer. People smile at them on the street when they used to be mad. Bank accounts go up. Blood pressure goes down. Results may vary. Don't sue me, bro. But sign up to become a Nerd Avenger today. Flezit with a $5 house says, yo, making an awesome Lego project. I'll be tagging you in the next week or two. Well, thank you for that. Tag away. Tag away. Let's see. Oh, crap. J Mike Gaming says, Punisher vs. Wolverine. Nuff said. Happy Friday, Josh. Well, happy Friday to you, J Mike. And yeah, I'd love it, man. Look, Wolverine, we desperately need Wolverine in the MCU. And part of the thing I'm going to go into in this video, right, that I'm doing is Marvel has basically been doing, I think, a pretty good job with most, not all, but most of their female characters. The problem is a lot of the male characters are not getting the same love or the justice, and we do need some alphas. We need some alpha males. Like, there's no reason that you can't do some awesome alpha females and yet not do any alpha awesome males, right? So you need both. You do. And I think that Logan, I think Namor, I think Doctor Doom, I think a lot of these characters that are coming in, we desperately need them because I think you do need that balance, right? And Punisher and Wolverine are two pretty fucking alpha characters, and it would be awesome to see them go at it in the MCU. I think it would be great. Jedi Knight and friend to Cara Dune says, Josh, you should check out the Halo show. I am hyped from the finale yesterday. The season wasn't perfect, but it was way better than Boba. That's really interesting you say that. I've heard almost nothing but the opposite. And a lot of folks are just like, bro, fucking Halo show, you know, for whatever reason, okay? I've got to be honest here, man. I'm not getting enough feedback from folks that are saying and giving me good explanations for as to why I should watch the show. I appreciate the support. I appreciate your enthusiasm. But, man, we're about to get Westworld Season 4, Stranger Things Season 4, Kenobi, The Boys Season 3. Bro, I'm about full up on my watching time. I can't go revisit the Halo show, which has gotten pretty negative reviews. You know what I mean? So, but I appreciate the love. Polyhedral Paradise says, Rupert Friend does not understand the concept of the character study or the Tooth Fairy. By the way, Star Wars is a dead cat. Love you. Well, maybe it's a Schrodinger's cat. Maybe we don't know. You know? Maybe we can't know if Star Wars is dead or not. Rupert Friend does not understand the concept of the character study. That was a bad Christopher Walken. Sorry. But yeah, much love to you, brother. And also, Star Wars may not be a dead cat, but it sure does cause me a lot of pain. Why has it got to be like this? Why can't I... Star Wars, why are you so hard to love? Star Wars, I want to love you. Why you do this? Why you do this to me? Bumpy Ernie. Very interesting name. Thanks for the $10 holla, brother. Says, yo, Josh, love the streams. Did you ever play Marvel Strike Force? It's a character collection mobile game that's on its 4th year. It's a year-long Age of Apocalypse event. I have heard of Strike Force. I have never played Strike Force, but I have heard of it, and I've heard it's really good. Man, this is like Future Revolution had so much promise. It could have been so much more, but then like it essentially amounts to like the end game was just whack, and it essentially just amounts to keep grinding your dailies, you know, do this, do that, and then spend a shit ton of money because we just dropped a whole bunch of new armor sets. Like when I spent $500 and got the full ass Guardians of the Galaxy Iron Man set, and I was like, that shit's sick, and then it's like irrelevant a month later. I was like, bro, I don't know if Nah. But I have heard that Strike Force is really good, so maybe I'll check it out. But, bro, I'm very excited for Marvel Snap. Like, I watched the gameplay. I was skeptical. And then I heard it's the Hearthstone people, and I was like, okay. And then I watched the gameplay. I was like, this is very fun, bro. It's so fun. I don't know what else to say. It looks so fun, bro. Yeah. MTS 1993 says, if Kathleen Kennedy has taught us anything this week, it's that she wouldn't make a good politician. Yeah, I mean, she's got foot and mouth syndrome. I'm not even saying she's the worst person. I've heard she's a very sweet lady. I'm not even saying she's necessarily bad at all the aspects of the job. She's just bad at a couple of them that I think are actually really fucking important, and she hasn't delegated it. That's bad leadership. You recognize some holes in your game, you delegate that shit. You hire somebody to come in and do a better job. And she hasn't done that, you know? So, yeah, look, obviously very frustrated with her. We try to give a fair shake, though. We got to wait till next weekend. Erna Wham, cool name, says, do you think Marvel will get darker after Doctor Strange 2? I think that Doctor Strange 2 was definitely a little bit of a testing ground for what audiences will receive and get, accept. By the way, how many of you guys saw, and the video like didn't blow up the way I thought it would. How many of you guys saw the video I did about the Magneto scene that was cut from Multiverse of Madness? Have you heard that? Because I'll talk about it if you want me to talk about it. You want me to talk about it? I'll talk about it. You want me to say it? Did you see the video? Do you know about the scene? You want me to talk about it? You want me to talk about it? I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it. Listen. In the movie, in the original version, Wanda, in their universe, like, you know when Doctor Strange and, well, not Doctor Strange, but the Illuminati is explaining what happened to their Strange? Well, in the original version of that, when their Stephen, 838 Stephen, when he read the Darkhold and found out about the prophecy for Wanda, he went to the Illuminati, and they basically decided we should probably lobotomize Wanda so that this never happens. And the person that was said to do it was Charles. And Charles goes to Magneto, his old friend Eric, and says, look, man, your daughter, she is like this prophesized being that's going to destroy the whole universe. We got to lobotomize her. And Magneto would have gone along with it. Okay? Now, I think a couple of things about this. Number one, they probably would have aged up Fassbender because it was rumored to be Fassbender. There's even some people that say they shot stuff with him. I think they did. And I think Fassbender Magneto was probably in the first cut that went out there. There's all kinds of reasons why they didn't end up doing this, but it's dark. The idea of, and this does follow some beats from House of M, when ultimately Magneto agrees, he goes along with them killing Wanda. That's dark, dude. Like, domesticated Wanda would have been lobotomized by Charles Xavier, and her father Magneto would have went along with it. That's fucking dark. And so, even though they cut that from the film, it sort of shows you where their mind is at with regards to some of these things. And I think Marvel is very willing to go super dark. Waldron specifically. And I think that Secret Wars and the lead up to that could be very dark. And there could be a lot of crazy stuff that's going on, you know? Superhero deaths, all these different things. So, yeah, that's my very long answer to your question. But yeah, I think Marvel will get darker. Kevin says, member for 15 months says, hey, Josh, hope you are doing well. I hope if they do Daredevil on Disney Plus, it is done as good as it was on Netflix. So far, the Marvel Disney Plus shows have been just okay. I can't argue with that. Marvel Disney Plus shows. What's the deal with the Marvel Disney Plus shows? Really wish they were all better. Loki's my favorite, and it's by far and away the best one. And they're all kind of just okay after that. You know, I'm a big Marvel fan, so I eat it up mostly. But yeah, they're just not great. They're not great. And I think we're all waiting for like that Marvel show. Loki season 2 will probably be lit, but we're all waiting for that Marvel show that's like, damn, that was crazy television. You know? Because even Moon Knight, for all of its like fun and interesting ideas and all that sort of stuff, like it's not on the level, man. It's not on the level of some of these other great shows that are out there, right? So, oh, and by the way, it's probably a good time to tease this out. I watched the Ang Lee Hulk yesterday, and I'm going to do a Movie Bros video on it, okay? Yes, I still do Movie Bros content. I'm going to do a Movie Bros video about the Hulk, the Ang Lee Hulk. Holy shit, bro. All I'm going to say is, if you ever want to feel really good about the MCU, go watch the Ang Lee Hulk. That's all I'm going to say. Nah, Carl. Watch it again, bro. Ang Lee Hulk. Bad. Like, holy shit. Anyway, Hanshop first says, I've been busy lately because my Nerd Venture membership made me so popular. Happy Friday, Josh. Oh, I'm happy for you, brother. And yeah, that's just how it do. Wacky Slush, member for 13 months, says, need a second opinion on this, Josh. Am I making blueberry or chocolate chip pancakes? Why not both? Why not both? You could do a little bit of blueberry, a little bit of chocolate. You could do one side blueberry, one side chocolate. You could do one pancake chocolate, one pancake blueberry. Come on, man. Open up your mind. Open up your mind to the possibilities. Chris Listenfeld with a $10 holla, very generous, says, what if the Fantastic Four opens with Reed waking? Wait, we already read that. Didn't we? Oh, shit. Okay, what if Fantastic Four opens up with Reed waking up screaming when a dream where Sony actually made a Morbius movie? Terrifying, bruh. Talking about Midbius? Talking about Jared Leto in Midbius? Yeah, it's a disaster, huh? Smokey Kenobi says, happy Friday, you nerdy SOB. Quick hot take. I don't think the visions Wanda induces are the same as regular dreams that show you other universes. Could be. Could be the case. I don't know. But thank you for that. Rob says, member for 15 months. New glasses, Josh? Or am I just late to the party? No, I've had these. I have several pairs of glasses, actually. Yeah, so I change it up. I like to change it up. Nick Lemon, holy crap, generous $20 holla, says, irrelevant, but I know you enjoy martial arts. I have a Brazilian jiu-jitsu competition tomorrow, and it's my first one coaching the kids at my dojo, too. So excited, just want to tell everybody. Also, so excited for Kenobi, leaks or not, Nerd Venture for life. Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. Good for you. And I hope all your students do well, and most importantly, have a good time. Hope nobody gets hurt. And yeah, man, that's sick, dude. That's sick. That's got to feel really good. You know what I mean? So thank you for the love. And I'm hoping the kids kill it. Callisto says, happy Friday, Nerd Ventures, with a very generous $20 holla. Holy mother loving love of mothers. That is very generous. Thank you for that. Appreciate you as always, Callisto. And now let's do some call-ins. You know, let's do some call-ins. We got one more in here from the Exodus, and then look, we got a fancy new call-in logo, guys. Look at that. Courtesy of Adam. Appreciate you. Thank you for that. Super cool. Super cool. The Exodus says, speaking of dark, have you seen the recent Quantum Mania rumors? Main characters possibly dying, and I'm not sure I'm down with it if it's true. I actually have not, brother. I have not seen those rumors. I'll look into it, though. I will look into that. All right, pause the music. All right, if you are a Nerd Venture member, I'm about to open up a stage in the Nerd Ventures only floor of the Discord, and we'll do a couple of call-ins. I'll do four call-ins today. Just check in with everybody, see what's on your mind. Boom. I just opened up the stage. So get on in here. We'll take a couple calls, see what's going on with you guys. Okay, so let's first bring on Jedi Mike. I'm sure he's got some things to talk to us about for the Nerd Vengers meetup at Star Wars Celebration. Mike, what's up?
Yeah, just business. Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday.
Nerd Vengers for life. First business thing. By the way, Jedi Jin, the patch for the Star Wars Lego thing is up in the Discord. So
Okay.
I like sharing stuff with people on the Discord.
Yeah.
For Saturday, the 28th, Josh.
Yeah.
Thank you for the 50,000 donation for when people show up, because we had said, hey, 10,000 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how the economy is going to work, but, you know, we're going to be there at the Star Wars store hanging out. Some people are going to come by with their kids. Some people are going to come by. So we'll pull a raffle number 1 hour, and that'll be the Funko Mini. You know, they have like $5 mini pops.
Cool.
We've got the photo contest or cosplay contest, because some people are going to be like walking from the convention center and they're going to stop and say bye in their Mando or whatever.
Yeah.
Stuff. So
that'll be sick.
And I'm trying to think. Maybe a Q&A on the Discord. We'll talk about that offline. But that's what's going on.
Yeah, sounds great, man. And I'll just need to get everybody's like YouTube account name when they show up or whatever, so that I can just do that, transfer the coin. And then also, because like when you guys are all there, I'd love to like try to call in and just hang out with you guys for a little bit if you're all there. So yeah, we'll talk about that offline. But no, thanks for doing that, man. And that's going to be super fun. How excited are you for Celebration, by the way?
Baby, everybody is excited. I mean, for me, I've been to multiple celebrations like lots of people, done many trade shows in my corporate business stuff. So not going to a trade show and not being at the convention center for 4 days is like a relief for me a little bit, you know, but we'll have our clipboards. It's going to be like the farmer's market, dude. We're just going to be hanging out at the store for people to meet up. And it's going to be a lot of Kenobi talk, really. Yeah. Because, that will have just happened. So very excited. Let's theory out, and you guys talk to everybody else on an awesome Friday. Good to see you in a good mood.
Thanks, brother. Yep. Appreciate you, man. We'll take you out of here. Appreciate you. All right, let's bring on Nemo. Hello, sir.
Hello.
What's up, my friend? How are you?
Doing good. I'm ready for Kenobi next week.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I've obviously there was a little bit of a moment there where I had an emotional reaction to the ending leak. But I
mean, I understand it though. If Iron Man at the end of at the end of the end game, if Iron Man was like saved by Captain Marvel, you know what I'm saying? Like Riri Williams randomly, like it'd been.
Yeah, for sure. So look, we're just gonna have to wait and see how that hits us. But there's plenty of awesome stuff in the show, and I think those first two episodes are gonna be dope, bro. You know what I mean?
I'm so excited. I can't wait. Like Qui-Gon is my favorite. Right after him is Obi-Wan. I love that guy.
Yeah,
Ewan McGregor, amazing.
Yeah. So did you have a question or a comment for the show?
About Kenobi, I'm just excited. I'm not a normie Star Wars fan, but I've only been watching for like a couple years, like since the pandemic. So like, just kind of enjoy project by project.
Yeah, and you're probably like looking forward to the possibility of maybe seeing some Qui-Gon and that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. I read the leaks for each episode.
Yeah.
And like if I see a Qui-Gon Force Ghost, that'd do it for me. That'd seal the deal.
Yeah, for sure. For me, like what might happen in like the end of episode 5 and the beginning of episode 6 just sounds so damn cool, where I'm like, bro, like it's gonna be hard for me not to just get super hyped up and excited about that. And so I think if they stack enough dope stuff in there, even if the ending is the way we think it is and it's a little bit disappointing, I'll probably still walk away feeling pretty good about it. You know what I mean?
Like for sure. Like there are some like weak stuff in Endgame, but it's still my favorite Marvel movie. Like there's some weak stuff in there, but I still love it.
Yeah,
Still cherish it.
100%, man, 100%. Yeah. So, is there anything else you want to talk about or whatnot?
Well, in my opinion, I have a theory about because we were supposed to get that Avengers 5 like Secret Wars type film.
Yeah.
2025, 2024. I still think we could get that, and that could be like more like the original Secret Wars, like you just grab a bunch of heroes and villains, and like Kang can replace original Beyonder. Then eventually, once we have a lot of those characters established, you can do it basically again, but with the regular Beyonders, and you make it more like Jonathan Hickman's with a God King Doom and a Reed Richards.
Yeah. No, I like that. I like that idea a lot. Let me. I'll take you out of here, and I'll talk a little bit about that. All right, brother.
All right. Peace out.
Yep. Much love, man. Thanks for the call. So yeah, that's kind of interesting because I think, and this will go into sort of the part 2 to the Secret Wars series of films that I'm going to be, or series of videos that I'm going to be doing. It's definitely interesting that they're trying to do Secret Wars very quickly. Like, I actually think there's some evidence that you're going to get Secret Wars in 2026. And that seems crazy because that's 4 years away, and it seems like there's so much that they'd have to do and develop before then. But they technically have the Fantastic Four, they have the X-Men, and these projects are already being worked on, right? We've got X-Men 97, we just saw Patrick Stewart, and we saw Reed Richards in Multiverse of Madness. So I think there's definitely a way that they could do it in 2026, but it will be very different than the Hickman one because there's not enough people, and I don't think God Doom is on the table, right? And I actually would love them to do sort of a smaller version of it and then do a bigger version of it later on. It's very possible that that's what they do. But I don't know, man. It's also possible that like this version of Secret Wars is more like perhaps it's going to be done over separate parts, right? And with the craziness of like the multiverse and different universes and all of that, I guess the question will be, is Battle World going to just be a place where they are all taken? Or is the fight on Battle World all that there is? And does that fight like have significance beyond that? I'm also crazy interested in that weird ship that you see at the end of Loki. I don't know if you guys know about this, but there's like this weird ship that seems to be flying through space outside of the multiverse, right? And of course, in Quantum Mania, there's that whole Quantum City. And there's just still a lot there that I think needs to be explored. But I actually think that you'll see a lot of that kind of be explained this summer. I think, and oh man, I'm going to lose my mind if this is true, but I'm calling it right now. I think you see Secret Wars, the actual logo, and I think you see Kevin Feige talking about it at San Diego Comic-Con this year. And maybe we'll even get more of an explanation of what it's going to look like and how it's all going to tie together. But yeah, the rumor is, dude, we're going to get the Secret Wars fast. And so it's very likely to be not the one we saw with Hickman. But let's bring in RF Gaming Channel. What's up, man? You're on the call. Mr. RF, are you there? Mr. RF Gaming Channel, are you there? Hello. Hello there. I got you.
Hey, can you hear me?
I got you. What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. Good. How are you?
I'm good. Kind of excited for Kenobi, and I've been watching like, of course, your stuff. I'm on every day. I watch Jason Ward stuff and all that. And I gotta say, like, the more I think about it, and I know you. I'm not trying to trigger you, but I think the ending is going to work. And I'm being respectful to all the nerd Avengers that don't want spoilers. So I'm excited to get to the end of the series so we can talk about it openly or on another stream that's spoilerific. But I think that there's a certain piece of canon that's only been done in comic books, and we know if it's in print, it's not necessarily forbidden to be done on screen differently. And I think the ending is going to work out in a way that not everyone's going to be happy, but it explains things,
Sure.
shall we say.
Sure. No, I think that's fair. Look, I mean, I will definitely just judge it for what it is. And there's all sorts of ways that it could make it that it could work, right? I think dialogue is important. What is said in that scene, right? Dialogue between those two characters throughout the series could be important. Maybe the flashback sequence and all that sort of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that could give it context. And I will also say that like part of the reason that it's so triggering for me is actually because it seems like almost a reverse engineered ending to cause drama. Like basically like even though I might walk away from it and be like, okay, yeah, that could work. And then you see a scenario in which it can work. I think there's going to be a ton of Star Wars fans that just can't get down with it. You know what I mean? For all sorts of different reasons. And it's just like, why'd they do that? Why'd they go so close to canon in that sense? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. One thing on your very first video where you were kind of talking about it and how it disappointed you, a lot of the talk was about the show being Obi-Wan and Vader. And Jason Ward made a point in one of his videos to say that it's Vader's like a minor character. So I think that's kind of what put me in a mindset of thinking, okay, like, you know, it's going to focus more on Obi-Wan. Vader is not a main story point or the main character. So I think that put me more at ease.
Sure. Yeah, no, and I understand that. And I think that there's a lot of nuance. I mean, I've even watched some of the things that Jason has talked about and said, and some of it I agree with, right? Like, so there's this whole, like, there's this idea that Star Wars has kind of always had a lot of plot holes and, like, the plot has never been, like, its strongest thing. And I can get down with that, sure. You know what I mean? Like, I totally understand that. I do understand that. But I think that specifically for the Kenobi show, and we're going to have to wait and see how it hits us, but for this show specifically, for them to do something like that, that's just very bold and like very, you know, it is what it is. I still think it's probably a mistake. You can explain away all, you know what I mean? Like you could do a lot of like mental gymnastics or figure out a way to like it. At the end of the day, to me, all of that stuff needs to be set aside when we watch it. And we just need to see, like, how does it hit us? Like, does it feel good? Does it feel wrong? Does it feel forced? Does it feel organic, right? That's ultimately going to be the measure by which I judge it. But, like, you know, talking about the leaks is kind of different, right? Talking about the leaks is like, oh, shit, if this happens in a certain way, it could be real, real bad. And it does remind me of the Rise of Skywalker leaks where you're reading it and you're like, okay, I can see how this would work, but I could also totally see why this is going to upset a lot of people, right? So I think at the end of the day, man, we're just going to have to wait and see, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And there was a day, like, you know, back in the day, I avoided all spoilers and everything. And like now I'm totally cool with them. I enjoyed No Way Home with it. I enjoyed Multiverse of Madness with it. Yeah. So it's all about the context, like you said. See how it's delivered.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Well, I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much.
Take it easy.
All right, take care, brother. All right, let's get Kendall in here, and then we'll get on out of here because I got to eat. Kendall, what's up, bro?
What is going on, my brother? How you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can I just give a quick shout out to She real quick before we start? She hit 2K last night. Big moment for my boy. He definitely deserves it. So shout out to She real quick.
Yeah, he hit 1,000 subscribers, right?
Yeah, he hit 1,000 subs yesterday.
Vader's Lair. You guys should go check out Vader's Lair for sure.
Hey, but do you mind if I run like two things by you?
No, hit me, man.
All right. So one, I did a video on this with the Fantastic Four and Reed Richards when it comes into really Secret Wars, because like, to me, if we're really in Secret Wars right now, bro, like, I think you run into an issue of bringing in Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four into the MCU timeline and having not feel forced to make sense, because Reed Richards is so integral, especially in time runs out to figuring out the incursions or what have you. Like, how can you insert a Reed Richards to be that significant to this storyline to where like the Avengers and everybody would trust him to that sort?
Right.
How can you insert him that way now by just putting him in the MCU? So I mean so to me personally, I feel like that's why it might be a better idea to put the Fantastic Four in the multiverse, in the alternate universe.
Yeah.
Because they're similar to how John Krasinski just popped up on screen. We automatically knew exactly what he meant to the universe, and doing it that way, you can bring in a multiverse of T'Challa and like really have that come into play and play around with it to have him come into our universe, if you will.
Yeah.
So just wanted your take on that. I mean, how do you think they could bring in the Fantastic Four, i.e., especially Reed Richards, and have his importance really be felt in Secret Wars without it feeling like you guys are just injecting him into the MCU story?
Yeah, so a couple of different ways. I think number one, our Steven, right, 616 Steven, becomes a really important part of that because he experienced Reed. You know what I mean? He had an experience of that Illuminati. And look, there's a lot more that happened that they cut, obviously, but I think that it'll be important for him to have those kind of memories and to recognize his own Reed and see the import of Reed throughout the MCU. And so it could be as simple as, Reed coming face to face with Steven and Steven just basically being like, oh, Reed Richards, how quaint. I just met one of your variants or something like that. The other thing that I think they could do that would be cool is if they had our Reed, 616 Reed, come into contact with the Council of Reeds and have a bunch of multiversal versions of the Reed Richards that are out there. Because, there's something that's really interesting about our Reed in the Council of Reeds story specifically. All the other Reeds leave their families behind. And all the other Reeds say, no, in the grand calculus of the multiverse, my family and not being there is, whatever. But our Reed sticks it out with his family, and it makes a big difference, right? And so they could utilize that concept as a sort of way to show Reed's importance to the entire multiverse, even though he hasn't been very impactful in our universe. So, but I do agree that there's a challenge there, especially with Secret Wars kind of feeling like it's right around the corner. It will be challenging to endure an audience to that version of Reed and explain his import to our universe and the multiverse. But I just think there's a way to do it. And I think that the Reed in Multiverse of Madness is kind of an important precursor to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. And then if we still got time, my last question.
Yeah, I got you.
Bro, to be honest, I'm hyped for She-Hulk, bro. She-Hulk guys me. I'm more hyped for She-Hulk than what I was for Moon Knight before it came out at this point.
Yeah.
Mainly because seeing the Hulk, that connected, it felt more connected than anything else. It just feels very Marvel. But I'm having a little issue here because right now when it comes to Hulk, the last time we saw him in Shang-Chi, he's got the sling on his arm, right?
Yep.
So then when he pops up we see him at the end of Endgame, he has the sling on his arm as Smart Hulk. But then when he pops up in the commercials, he is, just perfectly fine and normal, which could be cool. It could be set before Endgame. But long story short here, shit just seems a little bit all over the place and messy to me. And I'm wondering, I know the pandemic affected a lot of things in scheduling, but I'm kind of curious to kind of get your take on, what point, should we be this is not the pandemic impacting our content anymore?
Yeah.
At what point is She-Hulk, this point, from She-Hulk on, is it okay, now what are you doing cutting this shit out? Or what are you doing not having these people pop up in here? At what point is it no more real excuses and it's more on? But, at the end of the day, I feel like Feige's 10-year plan is going to tie all of this stuff back together. But seeing this, it feels like messiness around the whole character, if you will. I don't know. That just has me all over the place there with that. So I just kind of want to get your take on at what point is it all right, the pandy's not really impacting the shit we're watching anymore right now.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, 100%. No, totally fair question, brother. And I appreciate the call. Let me take you out of here and I'll give a thorough answer, okay?
Yeah.
All right, appreciate you, man. Okay, I'm going to exit that stage. Thanks for everybody that called. And you can, of course, get in on the call-ins next week if you are a Nerdvenger member. You just got to get on the Discord and get access to all that. Okay, so let's break into this because it's actually a really good question, right? What's the deal with Marvel's Phase 4? And what's the deal with She-Hulk and Hulk in the MCU? Because we see Hulk in banner form with some kind of weird sling thing on his arm. And I think the best case scenario for this actually is that She-Hulk may take place partially during the time period of the blip and then into after the blip. Okay. And I think that would probably be the best case scenario for the show is that some of the stuff going on, like when Jennifer gets her powers and stuff, happens during the snap. And then there's the blip happening in the middle of the show. Would be incredibly interesting, and that would be a great way to tie that loose end. Now, as for your other question, when do we sort of no longer have the pandy as an excuse, right? And I actually think that the pandy is only part of the problem. And I'm actually going to go into this in that big video that I'm doing about Phase 4, because part of it has to do with the pandemic, 100%, but also part of it I think had to do with Chadwick passing, Sony being buttholes, and maybe some other things too. So they've been recalibrating, restructuring. Now, I think the main end point is Secret Wars, and it has been for some time. But how they're getting there and how it's all going to tie together has absolutely been changing and moving around quite a bit. If we're just going straight production, we have to remember that Thor was filming during the pandy. Wakanda Forever, obviously filming during the pandy. Going into next year, I think is when we can finally dispel that excuse. Quantumania filmed kind of on the tail end of the pandy, but there's no reason that it should have had as much trouble as maybe Thor and definitely Wakanda Forever had, right? I mean, these films, Wakanda Forever had to completely shut down a couple of different times. It's been through an incredible amount of rewrites. And so I will say that a lot of my hopes hang on the San Diego Comic-Con announcement this year and the films next year. I think Loki Season 2 is going to low-key. See what I did there? The low-key, because it's low-key. Do you see what I did there? I think that Loki will be, Season 2, will be a huge part of like kind of setting the stage for all of that. And yeah, man, I'm just really hopeful that we're going to get back to all of that connective tissue. Like I said in other videos, and like I said on the stream last week when we were on Agents of Fandom, like I don't buy it. You know, like people are saying like, oh, Gore was going to be in Moon Knight, but we cut it out because we wanted it to be this singular small story. No, I don't buy it. Kang was going to be more in Moon Knight, but we cut it out because we thought it would take away the shine of it. No, I don't buy it. You know, Doctor Strange was cut from WandaVision because he's a white male. I don't buy it. I don't buy any of it, dude. And if we don't return to form with the MCU next year, I'll be vocal about it, right? And I'll be like, damn, bro, like where'd the magic go? But again, I'm going to talk more about that explicitly in the big video that I have coming, because I think another thing that's really going to help, Iron Man and Captain America are coming back. I think they're absolutely coming back, and I think it's important that they do come back. Like, we fucking need them at this point. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we'll get into that. I just want to go over a couple more super chats before we get out of here. Vito said, with a $10 spot, and I appreciate you, brother, said, how would you feel about deepfake Stan Lee cameo? Also, take this 10 and please get a nice shape up on your beard. LOL, JK, much love, homie. So, first of all, let's talk about the shape up. What are you talking about? Like, so this needs to be more symmetrical, right? Is that what you're saying? And then more even there, and then like more even there, and like more even like back there and all that. Is that what we're talking about? Is that what we're talking about? Do I need to go to a good barber or something? Is that what you're saying? What do we? Like, is it good like this? Is this good? Right here? Is this what we want? Oh, God, that's horrifying. Stan Lee cameo. I'm kind of down, if I'm being honest, as long as it's tastefully done. Like a little bit here, a little bit there. You know what I mean? And the burns? The sideburns? Let's see the sideburns. Yeah, I guess they could use shaped up, couldn't they? I don't know. We'll work on it. Yeah, I'm kind of down for the cameo, to be honest with you. I just hope that in the future, people that have this kind of celebrity have the option to sort of give their blessing to that kind of stuff, right? Because I think it's an inevitability. Like, that's where it's all going. But I would just hope that in the future, they would sign off on it. I'm going to be honest, and I think a lot of people feel this way. Stan would have probably done it, and I think he would have been into it. You know what I mean? But we don't know for sure. Mike Howells, 4 years is potentially 12 to 16 movies, and who knows how many shows until we get to Secret Wars. Isn't Marvel skipping SDCC? Bro, what? What? You don't say that. I can't get a clear-cut answer on this, but I'll look into that and cry. Would you guys watch a whole hour stream where I just softly cried with like some fucking Sarah McLachlan in the background or something? And we just put up all like the old shots of like Feige at San Diego Comic-Con and Captain America and Iron Man, and we just kind of softly cried for about an hour. We'll see. Oh, God. Actually hurt my face doing that. Vanessa says, just wanted to send much love to you, Elisa, and Liam from Florida. Thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate it. Thanks for creating such a great community to chill, laugh, and rage daily. Nerd Ventures for life. Hey, it wouldn't be what it is without you guys. For real, for real. So thank you, and we'll keep on keeping on. Next week's going to be fun. Whether we love it, whether we hate it, whether we're up there being like, Kathy, why? Or we're like, hey, well done. You know what I mean? Either way, we're going to have a lot of fun. Jansen Baker says, the Loki mystery ship is the Collectors. You can see it in the background when Thanos is getting the Reality Stone. Whoa! Dude, I'll have to look into that. What does it mean, though? What does it mean? What does it mean? Patrick says, remember, for 5 months, Fantastic Four needs to be a part period piece where Reed was intimately involved with S.H.I.E.L.D. in the MCU from the early 70s and 90s. But here's the thing about that, and I like that, and he could be, could be in the quantum realm. I like that, but here's the problem with that, Patrick. I believe Doctor Doom is coming, and I don't think they're doing no 60s stuff with Doctor Doom. So I think it'll probably just more be the case that Reed is kind of on the come up and hasn't really done a ton. Maybe helped out a lot, done a lot of stuff on his side, maybe got the powers and did all that, but it's not like he was like a big part of everything in the 60s and all that. So I think that the fact that they're doing Doom pretty quickly and he's going to be modern probably puts the kibosh on that, actually. Vanessa says, when you were talking about Wolverine, something popped in my head that I vaguely remember hearing. Is Wolverine rumored to be in the Miss Marvel show? Not that I know of. I will say there's a pretty interesting rumor out there for the Miss Marvel show that has got me a little bit more curious. I wasn't really that into it. I've been pretty vocal about how I'm like, man, I don't really think the show is for me or whatever. But there's a rumor out there about the Miss Marvel show that kind of has me intrigued. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Christopher says, I'd love to see you do a show with Drunk 3PO. Oh, I'd love to do a show with Jay, man. Jay is a very kind, gentle giant, good dude. Obviously, we don't share all the same beliefs. And he has his way of doing things. I have my way of doing things. But he's genuinely a terrific human being. And, I'd love to do a show with him or talk about. Maybe, there's this other channel out there that I think is very good that talks about Avatar all the time. And maybe when Avatar comes out, we could do a collaboration or something like that. You know what I mean? Doom doesn't age due to his use of magic, so he could be from the 60s. That's true. I wouldn't necessarily hate it if it was like an older Doom that's not actually like aged up or whatever. Yeah. Interesting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get out of here because I'm going to go eat a bunch of food. And then if you are a Nerd Venger at the prime level, we'll be streaming at 1 p.m. So I'll see you guys in about an hour. Probably no video today unless some crazy news happens. But I will do a big Marvel Phase 4 video, which I think will drop tomorrow or Sunday. I'll also be, trying to break down a ton of other fun Marvel stuff that's out there, maybe some Star Wars stuff. Next week is really like the week to get hyped up for Kenobi. So Monday should be a great Nerd Theory. Thursday is going to be sick, a lot of watch parties. And next weekend, I'm not making any plans. I'm not leaving the house. I'm going to pretty much be ready to go every day, checking out all the Star Wars news. We'll be doing plenty of streaming. And when I'm not streaming, I will probably be very active on the Discord. So if you're a member or you just want to hang out on the Discord, go check out our Discord. Lots of fun stuff on the way. If you're doing Celebration, hit Jedi Mike up. Be a part of the meetup. I'll do a Zoom call or whatever with you guys. We'll give you some nice prizes. And so it's going to be cool. Okay? Much love to you. And as I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Man, I'll tell you guys, when I saw that Grand Inquisitor thing, I literally almost threw my phone, bro. Like, you gotta think about this from my angle, okay? I made this video about the leaks and the ending, and I freaked out, and a bunch of people got really mad. There's a bunch of people that were like, yes, give in to your anger. And there's a bunch of people that got really, really mad, okay? And I spent all week trying to be super fair about Star Wars, okay? Just made this big leak video talking about all the fun stuff, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do the spoilers, but I'll just say, like, holy shit, man, it shouldn't be this hard. I'm trying over here. It's crazy. Shouldn't be this hard. But anyway. Still plenty of fun things. Out there, you know? Still a lot of good things. We got good things. There's good things too. Nerd Avengers, you have yourself a fantastic weekend. Much love to you all. See you in a video over the weekend, at least one big one. Get it started next week. And next weekend, oh man, we're going to be streaming on the weekend. Take care of yourself.